Temple head coach Rod Carey. Owls are 2-1 overall. They were in action at Buffalo this past Saturday. Buffalo won the game 38-22. The Owls are back at Lincoln Financial Field this Saturday. They'll be taking on Georgia Tech, 3:30 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports Network. Coach, thank you for joining us on the call. If we just get your thoughts on the game at Buffalo, and we expect to see you as you're back at home Saturday against Georgia Tech, please.
Yeah, I mean, obviously disappointed with the outcome of the game, but it comes down to you can't go on the road and turn the ball over really 5 times, including the punt snap, and expect to come out with a win, 21 points off of those turnovers. And really that was the difference in the game. And, there were some execution things that led to all that, and give them credit. They came out and played well. So we're well on to Georgia Tech now. With coaches' schedules, already got a practice under our belt here this morning. So well on that. That'll be a tough challenge as well. Really good defense. Offensively, they're, cause a lot of problems because of the quarterback run game. I think in their transition out of the wishbone and back into more of a traditional offense that they have runners at quarterback. They played a bunch of them back there and caused you headaches. So certainly has our attention on film and working our way toward trying to get ourselves in a position where we can go out and execute.
Take questions for Coach Carey, please. Star 1 on your telephone keypad to join the queue, and the operator will introduce you.
We'll take our first question from Dan Tortora of wakeupcalldt.com. Please go ahead. Your line is open.
Good afternoon, Coach. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. Just what you could say about kind of the uniqueness of this game with you having Georgia Tech coming in and the most recent before you former Temple head coach being on that side with Georgia Tech, just what that does for maybe the game in the background.
Well, I think it probably does a lot for you guys, right? It's a human interest story and those type of things. But he obviously knows all of our kids. He recruited a good bit of them here. And so there's a lot of probably knowledge on their end, personnel-wise, more than we have of theirs at this point in the week. But by the end of the week, by the time we get out and play, I don't know that will have as much of a effect with us. Now, like I say, I think it'll be good stories for you guys and everything, but our focus is going to be on us.
And as far as, your focus being on you, just what you've seen from the team these first few games and just your overall takeaways. There's been some adversity. There's obviously been some high points early on this season. Just what your overall kind of landscape of Temple has been so far.
Yeah, I mean, as far as our football team, I think we're explosive and inconsistent is the best way that I can say it right now. And we did get back to work today to work on that consistency, and it starts in practice, and certainly came out and had a good one today.
Well, thank you, Coach, and good luck moving forward.
Hey, appreciate it.
Our next question is from Sean Pastor of Owls Daily. Please go ahead. Your line is open.
Hey, Rod. So I was, curious if you have or will be, sort of specifically addressing with the team the dynamic of going up against Jeff and all the staff that they know. And then separately also, I was curious if you knew Jeff at all from, coaching history.
No, I don't have to bring it up. I haven't and won't. And I don't know Coach Collins, obviously, other than, following him here and hearing a lot about him. We exchanged. Well, he texted me, and I texted him back in the offseason when I got the job, but that's really the only interaction I've ever had with him.
Okay, and then kind of separately, separate from the knowledge you might have, they've also had the extra week off. You had the week off before Maryland, and it certainly showed, appeared like you guys were pretty well prepared. Is that a real, especially early in the season, right? Practice is so limited in the preseason. Is that extra week, really a big deal in prep time heading into a game?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think as it deals with this game, you'd have to talk to them about that, Sean. I don't know how they used the week or how they went. I know for us, when it was so early, we just went and focused on ourselves because really we had one game and we had to wait a week to get a second game when we had that bye. So, I don't know how they used it.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
Our next question comes from John DiCarlo of lscoop.com. Please go ahead.
Hey, Rod, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Hey, just now you've had a couple of days to kind of look at the film. You had talked about the Buffalo game going into it, saying, hey, they're big up front. They might be better than the record indicates. Obviously, you weren't able to get their quarterback into obvious passing situations. But when you looked at the film, what did they do to kind of beat you guys up front on both sides? Was it just as simple as execution, or was there just some things that you saw that can be corrected when you look back at the film?
Well, all the above, and then 21 points off turnovers.
Right.
I think when they get a lead like that, they certainly could bleed the clock and did a nice job of it. And, I thought for how much the defense was out there and how much they were facing the run, the defense, after looking at the film, minus a couple gap violations here and there, did a really nice job. They were just up against it because we were behind and they could run it and they could milk it. So I think situational football also led to some of that. But overall, I was happy with the way the defense really hung in there. Offensively, you didn't have an opportunity to establish a run when you're behind like that. You have to throw to try to get yourself back in the game. And that kind of led to, what looked like and certainly was in the game, a discrepancy up front.
I just wanted to check in again on, I guess Randall didn't play Saturday, and I know you said with Linwood it might be a 2-week thing, so maybe he won't play this week. I just want to kind of check on their status and see how they were doing.
Yeah, so we did not get Randall out there today, but he did all the functional stuff that we wanted him to do. I haven't heard back from the trainers about how that went, but to my naked eye, it looked really good. He seems to be in good spirits, so I'm very hopeful for that. Linwood gets evaluated today by the doctor to see next step as far as, what can he do, what can he do, all those things. We're at that 2-week window right now.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you, Rod. Appreciate it.
You bet.
Coach, we appreciate your time as always today. I look forward to hearing from you once again next week.
All right, thanks, man. Talk to you.
Okay, all right. Thanks, Coach Rod Carey from Temple. Again, the Owls back in action Saturday against Georgia Tech, 3:30 Eastern on CBS Sports Network.